Gas Monkey, we do $700K a month in SMS.
Oh my God. Just through SMS?
Yes.
That's f***ing nuts, dude.
Our cost percentage on our SMS is 6%. And guess how many active subscribers do you think we have? Just guess.
Couple 100,000?
75,000.
You have 75,000, almost
Per
a million through
subscriber a
SMS. That's nuts.
All giveaway language to Replo.
That's, well, I mean, shout out Replo. Thank you so much. What is going on, Replo fam? I am with Eric from Shared Sweeps. We are actually live, which is a little different than normal. We're outside of Commerce Roundtable here in San Diego. It's beautiful. It's sunny outside. We're inside. And Eric is going to actually give us some insane game on giveaways. He was just going back and forth right before we started recording, and I think this is going to be nuts. So, Eric, great to have you, brother.
Yeah.
We're going to do the handshake.
Thanks. Yeah.
Welcome. Tell us, high level, Shared Sweeps. What's it all about?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to say I'm not as sunburnt as Jared from Social Snowball right now. Everybody was trying to compare me to him. I'm not that sunburnt.
I was the person comparing. I actually did make that comparison yesterday.
Because I saw him first, and I'm like, oh, dude, you look so burnt.
Yeah.
And somebody came behind me and was like, you look burnt. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I was that somebody, actually.
It is sunny San Diego. I can confirm that the marine layer does get burned.
Yeah.
That's what people say, whatever. I thought that would be evaporation, but they call it burning.
Burning, yeah.
Interesting. Giveaways, sorry.
Giveaways,
had
no.
to talk about
Dude,
that. I had to
absolutely.
get it off my chest. Giveaways, yeah. I'd say the one thing I've noticed a lot in this conference is a lot of people talking about discounting and how that really applies to their strategy for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And it blows my mind the lack of knowledge around giveaways and the use of giveaways for purchase driven results to increase revenue as opposed to lead generation. And so that's basically all I've been talking about for 2 days.
Yeah.
Even with what we were just talking about earlier, it's like giveaways have the ability to grow your revenue.
Yeah.
But you have to know how to do them. And so Shared Sweeps was obviously created for that, right? People don't want to do big giveaways because if you're an e-com director and you're like, hey, give me $100,000 to give away, that means you got to get about 800, 900 grand in revenue.
Yeah.
Just to break even with all of your, cost of goods sold. If I'm sounding like Taylor from Common Thread, but
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he was talking about this morning.
literally,
Yeah.
it's all about margins today, and giveaways can replace discounting is mainly what I've been preaching. And Shared Sweeps allows you to run that $100,000 giveaway without putting your ass on the line for as an e-com director and needing to make that $900K.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. And then using our tactics and having all the rules legal done is where I think we play best.
The hero offer that I keep hearing you mention whenever Shared Sweeps comes up, and just for everyone's knowledge, we work together pretty closely. A lot of these giveaway pages,
Every page.
and it's awesome to see the inner workings. But the hero offer is running this $100,000 giveaway.
Yep.
Walk us through a little bit about how that materializes.
For sure. So the best way to talk about this is if we're meeting with a brand, first things first, we're trying to figure out where they're struggling, their contribution margin. So a lot of brands are struggling in the customer acquisition cost. So that's contribution margin 2. After cost of goods sold, inbound, outbound shipping, it's what was the cost for you to get that customer?
Right.
And that can come from a retention side and an acquisition side. Once we figure out those pain points, we basically launch a plan and offer that we think can improve their margins there. Well, how do we do that? Replo is the first thing we do. So first thing that we do is basically gamifying the customer experience from the given channels that we're trying to get traffic and people to convert from. So for example, if you have an SMS list that has 35,000 active customers,
Sure.
If you have an email list with 200,000 active emails and you have a Tap Card app with push notifications, we're going to start with your top customers and give them access to a product drop or offering that's paired with giveaway language. 2 gamified landing pages on Replo. So we'll get Replo, we'll gamify those landing pages to where every dollar you spend gets you an entry to win the giveaway that we're allowing their customers to win with Shared Sweeps model, and then we drive revenue that way. So essentially it starts with a test, it starts with your existing customers and engaging with these existing customers, what is the appetite for a giveaway? Now I do want to preface, when you do that, you're pulling your customers before and you're calling your own shot. It's hey, we had this crazy idea. We want to give away a Lambo. Okay, cool. Maybe you want to give away a Lambo, but what do your customers want to win? So pull your customers. We want to give away a Lambo. We want to give away a Bronco in cash, or we want to give away like a trip to Greece. If I'm working with anybody that has an audience, a female audience from 40 to 60, we're giving away a great trip to Greece, guaranteed.
That's what they want.
And then we're doing
That's
a
so
car
hard.
on top of it.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
we're going to do trip to Greece, car, and cash. So it's something they can win, physical, an experience, and then cash. And so picking that offer, getting that polling leads us into that funnel with the retention side. You're going to see your best performing email, your best performing SMS, your best performing LP on Replo. And then over time, I definitely can see Replo just like give away LPs on there.
Yeah.
It's just like,
We should get
it's
a
going to
Template
become this ecosystem of people not doing discounting instead of giveaways. I mean, the most popular person in the world is Mr. Beast. He's been classically conditioning basically our age group. If you're from 35 to 12,
Yeah.
the last 10 years, he has been classically conditioning you to respond to giveaways. So if your customers are in that age range, I can almost guarantee you, if you pull them and if you do things right and you take advantage of a shared sweeps where you don't have to pay for the giveaway, it's already legal and done.
Yeah, so that's like really quickly, like that's one of the cool parts about your model. You're not, as a brand, paying up front for this giveaway.
No.
And you were saying before we started recording, if you were trying to do this yourself and you're trying to give away $100,000 something, you're spending all this money on legal. You're spending $800,000-$900,000 just to run the thing. You've got your cost of goods sold. So, as a brand, like this is like the most no-brainer. You handle all the work.
It is.
Like all the legal aspects of running, because there's a ton of compliance stuff on giveaways.
There's a lot.
And you just do all that.
We do, yeah. I mean, it really is true. It's more of the education. Like I said before, people are scared of giveaways because they've done them poorly and haven't had it work, or they tried to do a big one and their ass was on the line and they needed to get 900K in revenue and they didn't. And they got in trouble because their boss is like, wow, we just dumped 100K into something for no reason. And so what Shared Sweeps essentially done is we pay for the giveaway. Yeah, the giveaway's paid for. You don't need a minimum ad spend. There's no platform fee. There's no startup fee with me. There's nothing. You can actually leave and stop advertising it whenever you want. The way it works is we get a percentage of attributable revenue that we decide before the giveaway and how to attribute that revenue. We don't have a technology at the moment, so we can attribute however we want. That's the beauty. And so it's literally a win-win for the brand. They don't have to essentially pay anything until they want.
Yeah.
And in that case, people go, oh, well, Eric, I don't want to pay you 5% of all of my Black Friday sales. Why would I do that? How do we attribute this? I go, what average discount were you going to do?
Yeah.
And if they're like, oh, we're going to do 35% average discount. Well, if you're paying me 5%, gamify that same process, add giveaway language to your whole marketing strategy, and do 20%.
Yeah.
And you'll do the same, if not better. I can almost promise.
Yeah. You're saving that margin, and you're taking a small piece of it, but you're actually even increasing the top line as well simultaneously.
We have a brand that has done 4 giveaways with us now. And they were unprofitable, and they were EBITDA negative 10.
Oh.
They're EBITDA positive, and they have profitability.
Wow.
And they have completely changed the game with their discount race that they were doing. They were racing to discounts. It was just race to the bottom. And then what happens on the LTV side is a subscription brand. When they're trying to retain these people, they have to give a greater equal discount.
Yeah.
So we actually worked with a company, Shaker and Spoon. They cut their churn in half when they launched a giveaway with us.
Okay.
They cut their skip rate in half.
That's interesting. Yeah, the skip rate too. Not just the churn, but actually people skipping a subscription.
Which is really interesting because they're averaging 7% churn. That's really good, honestly, from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of bad churn rates, right? We cut that down in half. They virtually have no more churn, and they know half of their audience likes giveaways.
Yeah.
And they know that they had a good product enough to where all it took, they've tried the discounts. They've done that. It was giveaway language. It was something that resonated with them, which was an experience and package that resonated with their customers. So to me, it's just a business strategy. It's not an attribution tool. It's a business strategy where you need to think about giveaways the way you're thinking about discounts, and you need to replace those in that manner.
Do you have like a typical ideal customer that, like, let me reframe this question. Are there types of brands where this doesn't work?
Yeah, that's interesting. I would say, yeah, there are. It's not for the I'm going to say something that you, I guess, wouldn't think I would say.
Okay.
So the brands that this doesn't work for are brands that aren't ready to do and implement things.
Okay.
So I see struggle when people aren't open to new strategy.
Got it.
That's the biggest thing.
So it's not like a specific vertical this doesn't work. It's the kind of the psychology of the people actually running the business.
Now, with a very big asterisk, AOV's over $2,000. This isn't going to do much.
Sure.
Unless it's a commodity brand. If you're a commodity brand, you have high AOVs. Well, now you have something. If it's a commodity, they can just buy it from somebody else. But if you have a giveaway, you now are becoming less of a commodity.
Sure.
Because you're providing something that's unique and different. And so that is an exception to the asterisk, but the asterisk is massive AOVs.
Sure.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Right? If you're buying something for $15,000, you're going to buy something for $15,000.
Correct.
You're not going to have that convert.
Yes.
But like we have multiple companies that are $500, $600, $700 AOV that have huge jumps.
Oh my gosh. So even, okay, because I'm thinking $20 to $200, the CPG kind of sweet
Apparel.
spot. Right, apparel. But you're saying even people almost up to $1,000, like $700-800,
Yep.
it'll still work.
Yes.
That's okay. So that's, it gives me a lot to think.
Part of what's working too, how are we defining it as working?
Yeah.
So a lot of people try to attribute, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't get 40% new customers this month. We didn't grow 40% month over month." That's not how we're defining success. We're defining success from a unit economics, financial perspective. So if I have somebody that's doing $800, $1,000 AOV, but they were having to discount 40%,
Yep.
now they only have to discount 15, and they got the same revenue.
Yeah.
We just found success.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that people are buying wholeheartedly because of the giveaways, but we've used the giveaways as a tool and business strategy to eliminate discounting, which makes you way more profitable, and that's cash flow.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to kill. I hate to say this, but it's like a lot of brands are going to die March next year.
Yeah.
Because that LTV they acquired, the next 2 months is just going to be so bad.
Yeah, it's abysmal. Yeah.
It's like
They're not
you
the
got
best
to do
together.
anything to stand out, and it's something giveaways do that very well.
Gotcha.
So what about like a completely new brand? Like I'm cooking up a t-shirt brand. I've got this angle. I've got some really sick product, et cetera. Like, but I'm just starting out. Still eligible, still fit in the ICP if I move fast?
Yeah, we try not to do too many of those. We call them the passion projects.
Sure.
There's a couple companies. I think when we first started out, they're like almost trying to take advantage of what we're doing. It's like, oh, can we do the 100K giveaway? It's like, how much do you do in revenue?
Right.
And like, we do nothing. We're just starting a store. It's
Yeah.
like, we'll take half of your business then.
Sure.
But we have a couple companies that were around the 5 to 10K range, and one of them we got to over 100K.
Okay.
In 1 month. Oh
my gosh.
Doing the giveaway, that's month over month. I mean, it's just like
hockey,
straight up.
yeah.
Now we're doing a lot of work, right? We're helping educate them on how to monetize, but we're actually starting to build an app that basically creators can go into and start launching giveaways in their own brands and Shopify stores to build a giveaway brand as a creator. So like Orange County Choppers, we did some crazy stuff with them.
Yeah.
They weren't big online. Welder Up, we did some crazy stuff with them. They weren't big online either. But these are like creator-led brands that we're trying to get to Shopify that we're like, this makes sense. We'll put the effort into it.
Yeah.
It's like, they're big customers for us.
I personally have purchased a lot from 8080.
Yeah.
I one of these days I'll get one of those Lambos.
Yeah.
Or I'll just have to earn it like the regular way.
Yeah.
So like I understand like kind of the experience from a consumer level. There's a lot of really interesting gamification that happens, not just on the landing page itself. It's like, okay, like bonus entries or this number of entries you get for each dollar that you spend.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things just going through the 8080 like post-purchase flow was, hey, do you want to add this other shirt?
Yeah.
And it's like multiplier bonus entry. Like it's like it's so cool to see. It's almost like going to a casino in a way.
It is.
But you get stuff. Like it's not like it's like you're being taken to the cleaners or anything. It's like I get two new shirts and
they're leading into their audience and what their audience wants. And it's the same thing that I was saying. It's a business strategy. When you look at 80/80, that's a business strategy.
Yeah.
Like they're not trying to attribute how much giveaway. They know giveaways work.
That's their whole
it's
business.
The same thing as me talking about A/B testing.
Yeah.
People should not A/B test. You should know what works.
Yeah.
And based off your data and the data you have with your brand. And so if you know it works, you're just juicing whatever you can to get better metrics.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it does. I mean, the bundling, upselling at checkout, like anybody that subscribes at the highest subscription value, that's 3x entries for that. Where everything else is 2x. Or by the next week, you get 1,000 bonus entries.
Yep.
That's discounting, but it doesn't cost you more.
Yeah. One of the things that really want to kind of like pull at is you talked a lot about the audience. Obviously, you survey the best customers, try to get a sense of what they actually want in a giveaway and like what the scope is there. And then I also know like Gas Monkey is a big brand that kind of came out of like, or Shared Sweeps came out of Gas Monkey in a way. And there's a lot of brands that probably have a similar audience to Gas Monkey that this works. Do you find that like certain audiences resonate better or worse, or like again within that like price point is pretty much human nature?
It's a great question. I always say to everyone, just first off, boomers love giveaways.
Yeah.
I typically have seen a conservative population really likes giveaways too.
Yeah.
So boomer conservative is like a no-brainer. Like if I'm talking to a brand and that is their ICP, I know we're going to crush. Like I'm not even worried about it at all. Now, the other age groups and demographics, it works well too, because the younger age group, if I'm saying younger, I'm considering anybody that can purchase, like an adult that can purchase. So like 18 to 35, right? That's still massively influenced by Mr. Beast. He's done a lot of work for me.
Yeah.
So I already know it's just mainly about the right package. Now, what's really interesting is over time, when you're using the AMPs of the world and you're using a lead generation funnel from your Replo page, doing the giveaway with us, you'll start to see, wow, we doubled our email list size. We weren't just saying, give us an email for an entry, because they can't get an entry.
Right.
It's give us your email for access to bonus entries at checkout. If you've doubled that email list size, those are all buying intent customers that respond to giveaways.
Yeah.
So you now have a whole targeted audience that you can hit them back with something later.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the exponential gain. Whereas discounting, it's going down.
Yeah.
You're losing people, where here you're gaining momentum and building it. Gas Monkey, we do $700K a month in SMS.
Oh my God.
And our SMS percentage,
Just through SMS.
Yes.
That's fucking nuts.
our
Dude.
cost percentage on our SMS is 6%.
Oh my goodness gracious, dude. That's fucking insane.
That's the stacking of the list.
Yeah.
And guess how many active subscribers do you think we have? Just guess. For that kind of revenue.
I mean, couple 100,000?
75,000.
You have 75,000 and you're still doing
Getting almost $10.
almost
per
$1 million through
subscriber a month.
SMS. That's nuts.
All giveaway language to Replo.
I mean, shout out Replo. Thank you so much.
Shout out
for this. But that's really mind blowing to me, man, because
I'm glad that you want to talk about this stuff, by the way. I feel like I'm just grinding every day.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I could, I just feel like there's a lot of politics, and when somebody like with what I'm doing just disrupts the space with giveaways, people don't want me to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Like people like yourself and Jimmy, they'll like give me some type of platform.
Sure.
It makes me happy because I do feel like I have a lot of mind blowing stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to say I appreciate it.
Of course, dude.
'Cause a lot of people don't want to talk about it for some reason.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. I will say for myself, like I mean, again, I've been programmed by Mr. Beast. Jimmy from Mr. Beast, Jimmy has also kind of got me in the sequence. But I've tried to do giveaways in the past. When I worked at Buff City Soap, I had this idea. So like one of the franchisees, he's really big on Teslas. Like, dude loves his Teslas.
Nice.
And I was like, why don't we wrap like a Model 3 in Tokyo Green, which is like the main brand color, and fill that sucker up with as much soap and as many bath bombs as we can. Like that's a splash.
Genius.
And I think what like the real thing about these giveaways for me that's so interesting is it's not hard to go to a store and see 20% off or 30% off. And you're like, okay, cool, it's 20% off, 30% off. And if the product has some like really cool thing, like cool, that's gonna do some like legwork.
Yeah.
But what I love about the giveaways is it is a scroll stop. It forces you to pay attention.
Especially the large ones.
And especially the big ones. And even if you don't participate, you're still going to be like I have a Ridge wallet. I know that they're giving away like a Hennessy Velociraptor or like the Bronco Raptor or whatever. And again, like I'm in that area. I didn't buy anything from Ridge to participate in it, but still it's like really interesting to me. That's a huge deal. A lot of audience alignment, and it's going to catch my attention because Ridge comes out with products all day long.
Yeah,
but I didn't go back and look at the site until that thing came out. So I'm really bullish on giveaways. I've been trying to get my girlfriend who still works at Buff City Soap to like make sure that she pushes giveaways.
I think retail is the play there.
Yeah, and there's a whole like topic there, but no, I'm
like a unique code that gets them 3x entries for life on future giveaways. So it's almost like now we're getting like NFT space, but my thought would be a unique tag you can put on products in retail stores to where that purchase gets its own identifier and it gets them access to future giveaways and early access and bonus entries. It's like that's a way to even make it stickier. Like I don't know how you communicate that, but in a retail setting, like you're gonna crush, especially if the retailers are okay with you getting that identifier.
Yeah, I mean, which for Buff, which is because it's a closed loop system, it's like franchise based system. It's all running off the same point of sale. I'm excited to go have this clip this and then send it over to them because I think that actually makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean, retail, it's so funny. I really started believing, like obviously started Shared Sweeps. Yeah. And it was a bold move because I had a cushy job at Tapcart. Right. Neil is my boss. Neil knows everything. So it's just like I was literally making a lot of money and Neil is teaching me everything. Yeah. But the reason I did Shared Sweeps is me and Craig went and surprised the first one their Shared Sweeps. Yeah. We brought the check with us into the airport and we flew with the check and got on the plane. I wanted to see how people react. Yeah. Everyone thought we were the ones that won. Yep. So we're walking around. You can see people physically, like people that are in the airport that are just like bored and hate being in the airport. Yeah. We'll go from that to like, when we're walking by, if we're just carrying around a check, people care. Yeah. It has a massive impact. If we could do this online, doing that in a retail is a no-brainer. Yeah. We're walking around like Frontier is like, you got to have a bag that fits just like this, and you have to have a bag like this, and we always fly Frontier because we're cheap. Yeah. It's okay. I fly Spirit. We have the 100K check. They don't give a shit. Yeah. They're like, we'll put it up in the front where the pilots are. It's like... Sorry, Frontier, but every time you guys don't care. And it's like, that is the difference with giveaways, dude. Like in a retail format for Buff City, I'm walking by Buff City Soap and I'm like, oh, I've heard of that or I've seen that. It looks interesting. But if I'm walking by Buff City Soap and it's like, buy soap and win, not like buy soap and win. Yeah. Trip to Greece. Yep. I'm going in, especially if I'm hanging out with my family or my sister or my mom, like, that's going to catch immediately. Mm-hmm. So I think for them in the soundbite, that's the soundbite. There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's just like 85 different clips that we're going to make out of this, man. I do really love the idea that if you're selling to women between the ages of 40 and 60, the trip to Greece is like the go-to giveaway. Yeah. I know I've mentioned many times the Lambo, the souped up, vehicle, that resonates with me. What are some of the other packages? Because I know we've worked on one. There was a trip to NYC, the ultimate. And so I'm kind of curious to know what the spectrum of stuff you have given away or could give away. We did. Man, there's so many. We've done the trip to Greece. We've done the Stay Cool NYC. They're like an apparel brand, small business. But they did a New York experience, the craziest New York trip plus cash. Molly box giveaway, Masters tickets, which is really cool. Yeah. Nobody in the golf space has done a big giveaway yet. Yeah. And they do, they're not the biggest company in the world. Yeah. they're going to blow up.
Yeah.
It's the first golf company to do it.
Yep.
So I do.
How much are Masters tickets? I don't actually have any.
It depends.
Which is hard to get, right?
They're hard to get. When I was at Wayflyer, I had sponsored Shane Lowry with Jack Pierce.
Okay, yeah.
So I have a little bit of a plug
You have the
there.
insight, okay.
And Reeves, my head of sales, is from Georgia too. So I'm like,
Nice.
I used to live like 2 hours from there. So got some plugs.
Sure.
We can help figure it out.
There you go.
Sometimes if people want to do a crazy package, and we're like, can we help them get that done? That was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like unique stuff. Like it's crazy. I mean, people give away Broncos, people
Yep.
give away vehicles, but I think the experience is everything. Like Shaker and Spoon, like what I was talking about, it was a week in New York City with their influencer who's like the best like bartender like ever, you know, and they're like, wow, I can't believe I could go and learn how to do mixology
Yep.
with the best mixologist in the world.
Yeah.
What's that cost to you?
Sure.
It's priceless,
Yeah.
right? Plus 90K. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, so
Yeah.
I think the best brands, like you see with Hexclad, it was all about Gordon Ramsay. It's a $125K giveaway, but the Gordon Ramsay trip, like that's priceless.
Yeah.
There are very wealthy, rich people that will buy just because they want to hang out with Gordon Ramsay, not because they need the $100,000.
Right. They have no other mechanism to be able to do that outside of this.
That's how the Masters tickets come into play. It's like,
Yeah.
what does a Masters ticket cost? Where you're like, it's just hard to get.
Yeah.
It's what's something that they would never be able to get or buy or think of buying with their own money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it is where it is. I mean, I'm like blanking because we've done so many. Like
Yeah.
we've done 40 giveaways, I think, this year.
And
with brands.
you guys have not been doing this that long.
No, 10 months.
Yeah, that's what's so funny about
Me,
this. man.
Craig.
It's like three guys
Yeah.
just giving out stuff.
It's crazy. Yeah, I definitely like pitch myself when I get to go to these events and conferences and people actually know about us. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, that's the missing piece. I just need to be there. So a lot of guerrilla marketing. at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we're almost at a year.
that's awesome, man. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
I have so many questions. I'm like,
I can answer all.
like,
I got time.
so a buddy of mine runs a sugar paste company. Basically, it's like a hair removal product that's like natural, and you know, made of sugar, and it's like a $50 AOV. And so I'm trying to figure out like how do I take that? What giveaway do we make there? Is it like a spa trip? Like I'm trying to figure out all the different angles.
I mean,
There's so many cool ideas here.
I'm just thinking about. There's two things that I think is a way to look at it. Who are your customers, and like who are they really? And it doesn't have anything to do with your product. So
Yeah.
you could sell soap, but your customers love golf.
Sure.
Okay, that's going to crush.
Yeah.
How can you make a product line that matches your giveaway? That's when you really go crazy with it. So Dr. Squatch, they did like the Sasquatch Bronco.
Yeah.
It was like a Bronco they did with Ford. And they had a Sasquatch Bronco like line.
Yeah.
It was like, that was the product.
Yeah.
That product was only in correlation with the giveaway.
Right.
I think that's a great way to think about it. I think the brands that make it a big deal do well. If you're Ridge, you have so much revenue.
Right.
You can have a private landing page you're sending your top customers to and giving it to them. And in the last 3 days, you put it all over your website. But if you're a company that's $5 million a year, $2 million a year, $3 million a year, you make it a big deal.
Yeah.
Your customers are going to be like, damn, you're doubling down.
Yeah.
They'll see it happens to be powered by shared sweeps. But when you watch these YouTube creators and it's like, Steve will do it's giving away money.
Yeah.
It just says powered by steak.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like there's no difference between powered by steak and, you know, shared sweeps in the consumer's eyes. It's the first ever large giveaway their favorite brand is.
Right. Dude. Oh man.
Yeah, it's endless.
So to team up with shared sweeps, it's not like you're not outlaying $100,000 up front. You want to go any deeper into like how that's typically structured, and like, again, you convinced me. I've been working with you guys long enough to know like I've seen it inside how effective it is, but I really want to like explain to people why this is such a no-brainer, because I think I personally will say this is such a no-brainer.
Awesome. Thank you. Here's the financial model.
Sure.
So we operate in our stickiness as a fintech and legal advisor. So why would people use us that do $100 million a year? They have 100 grand.
Yeah.
They don't want to screw up their cold company and get hit with illegal legality, and they go out of business. So legal is huge. And then the fintech side, which I come from a fintech lending background, is us paying for the giveaway. So here's how that works. We have $100,000, right? The only way to get entries to the $100,000 giveaway that's hosted by Shared Sweeps is by either mailing us something directly to our business address. That's the free method.
That's the no purchase necessary.
That's the no purchase necessary. No, like we have 1,000 visitors to our website a month. We don't have the flashiest website. I'm going to go ahead and call it out. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
We're rebuilding one with Replo, but we have about 1,500 visitors to our website a month. Those visitors look into the rules, regulations, the disclaimers that they've seen from the brands, but the free method of entry is mailing us directly. The only other way to get entries to the $100,000 Shared Sweeps giveaway is by purchasing products from the brands that we let market it. So if I have 10 brands, they all are picking a package that equals $100,000 that resonates with their customers. They're reducing their discounting and they're replacing it with giveaway language. At the end, we pick one winner between all of the brands, and we get everyone's products, and they all share that winner as if it was their own. So they get the $100,000 check. They'd be like, "Thank you so much, Ridge. If it wasn't for you, I would have won the 100K." They're going to have a Ridge wallet in their hand. But then we're going to go to Beanbox, and Beanbox is going to have their Beanbox subscription. They're going to have a coffee in their hand and the 100K. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, Ryan from Beanbox, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have won the 100K." Everyone closes the loop. Everyone got to do their own offer. And the winner always has the option of taking the offer or the cash. Like I said, they always take the cash. So
you told me this before, but that is actually something that I really want to hit on.
Yeah.
More than like 9 out of 10 times, like 10 out of 10 times people take the cash. They don't take.
Yes. So people take the cash 10 out of 10 times. Now, this whole time on this, recording, we've been talking about what offer will our customers care about. Well, Eric, if you're saying 10 times out of 10 people are taking the cash, why do we care what the offer is? Well, that's a consumer behavior thing. So that's a literal behavioral psychology nut that we're going after. We're converting people based on things they don't even realize. Like a real brand tells their customers what they want. Not waits for the customers to tell them. That's a brand because you're actually influencing consumer behavior by adding the giveaway and picking a package that your customers have said they wanted. It'll allow for you to convert higher. At the end of the day, they're going to take the cash. Now, you can have a crazy package. It's like meet a president or something. It's like they might take that. Right?
Sure.
But outside of that, like we haven't seen anyone not taking the cash. But the beauty behind the fintech, I want to close that loop. So we charge a percentage of attributable revenue from everyone. Each brand only pays us on the revenue that they earn that's attributable from marketing the giveaway. We have multiple ways of attributing that revenue based on what we've agreed upon prior to the giveaway, but there are no platform, fee costs. There's no minimum ad spend you have to do. If it's not working the way you want to, you could drop out too. Still share the winner at the end. It's a very risk-free model. It's actually literally so risk-free. There's no risk. It's just really having confidence in your ability to market your way.
Yeah. And what's the start to finish time usually? Like, I want to participate in a giveaway. How long does it take for someone to get set up?
Yeah, I'd say it depends on the team. Sometimes people need a little bit more time to understand, wrap their mind around the concept, because it's just some people will be able to get on the call. They're just like, this is too good to be true. It's like, all right, well, we need to dive in further for them to understand. But I'd say about 2 weeks is the perfect time. 2 to 3 weeks. I like that because it's enough time for you to pick a real strategy, maybe launch around a new product drop, juice that product drop with giveaway language, and enough time for us to build and plan to where we can hit it hard and use that plan for 60 days or 90 days.
Yeah. So, it's pretty fast actually. So the initial setup is that first 2 week period of time.
We have probably 15 brands launching October that I talked to in the beginning of September, and they're going to go live the rest of the year.
And so inside a quarter, you're going to be able to maximize.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We'll probably finish with about 40 brands in this giveaway. Live in this giveaway, and most of them will launch in October.
This is the most genius business model I've heard in a very long time.
I appreciate it.
I've been
Crazy.
chewing through this, man. We
It's
talked about this
crazy.
last night, and I like been literally playing it in my brain.
What I've
all-
always found interesting, if there's any tech people listening to this, there's something here.
Yeah.
Here's what I've noticed. Shared sweeps, we have very high deal value. So brands are happy to pay us a lot.
Yeah.
Because we have the inherent leverage of the 100K.
Yeah.
So I really like working with the $1 to $10 million brands. It means more to them. We do really good, makes a massive impact. Well, I'm talking to a lot of tech partners. They're like, oh, can you integrate, not you guys, but there are other ones that are like, what does your tech do? Like, can you integrate? I'm like, listen, man, whatever your product does, juice that performance with a giveaway.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Postpilot, direct mail. We have direct mail tests of brands getting 40x.
Dang.
There is a brand that sent out, or they spent $2,200. They sent it to I think it was 3,800 customers.
Yeah.
They made 81 grand
That's insane.
when they added giveaway language. They
That's
didn't even do an offer. It's just 100K.
just 100K.
Slapped 100K on.
They turned basically $2,000 into
That was a
$80,000.
boomer conservative audience. But then we went to pretty much the opposite audience, and it was a men's skincare, and we got 19x for them. So Postpilot has a lot of customers. They have lower deal value. I have high deal value, less customers. We should totally work together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or if I'm with No Commerce, post-purchase surveys,
Yep.
No Commerce, high customer count, lower deal value. I have the opposite. Use giveaways post-purchase to do better with your marketing in the future to those giveaway responded people.
Yeah.
Boom, that's a partnership, right? Replo, shared sweeps. Boom, that's a partnership.
Yeah.
Higher performing LPs.
Yeah.
Juicing up LPs,
Yeah.
Those are the things where I think if we're from the tech community wanting to find success, we have to work together in that format.
Is there a world where like Replo and No Commerce and Social Snowball, we run a giveaway? Like we give away 100K?
Yeah, I've seen that done. I think there was somebody that tried to do that. I think my take on that is the dollar is going to have to be bigger, and doing it the right way,
Yeah.
actually legally, is going to be tough. There probably isn't much gain.
Just because it's like the
Probably a cash
B2B.
market.
Yeah.
The B2B giveaways typically are done illegally,
Really?
from what I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What breaks it?
free method of entry is difficult because what are you considering a free method of entry, and then the prize the worth of the service? What are you giving away? If we all combined on something and we gave away a car, what's the free method of entry? If we just had a free method of entry, give us your email. We're gonna give away a car for emails.
yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah. And what are they
Between
gonna
all of
convert?
us, we have all the emails.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do.
We have everyone's info already between all of us. So I think really there, I just don't, see as much of the pain point. Whereas what I've done with events is interesting. So I've used my already registered giveaway as a way to incentivize attendees at events and conferences. So for SendLane, we're giving away 100K to one brand. What we're doing is we're letting one brand use shared sweeps for free.
Yeah.
So when I go up later, people are literally gonna be so confused every time because they're gonna be like, how is he that guy that I talked to earlier? That was just this kid.
Just the giveaway guy? Yeah.
He's just giving away somebody $100,000.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
The free method of entry was just signing up to Commerce Roundtable,
Yeah.
right? But they're getting access to the service, which is worth whatever that service is worth to them. I started an event series called Dita Sweeps.
Yep.
We did our first event,
Yeah.
Gas Monkey Garage.
It was a banger.
Crushed. It
It was
was
a
120
banger.
people. It's almost a mini conference.
Yeah.
At the garage. We did one in New York City,
Yeah.
Denver. We're doing one in Salt Lake. People that never go to events are now going to my events because they're curious about the giveaway.
Yep.
But that's what your customers will do.
Yeah.
So it's just teaching me that what I'm doing is right because it works in literally any way possible.
Human psychology. It's literally base level.
Behavioral psychology.
Dude, I love it, man. All right. So before we wrap up, where can people find you? How can people start working with you as soon as today?
Yeah, you can go on Shared Sweeps. You can book a meeting on Shared Sweeps. Also, my LinkedIn. I'm everywhere on LinkedIn. So connect with me, Eric Autry on LinkedIn. Shared Sweeps, Gas Monkey, anything there. Super easy. Or ask one of your tech partners about it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we'll link you back in the show notes and link out and all the places we syndicate this. But dude, This is
That was fun.
fucking awesome. Seriously.
thanks.
So thank you so much for joining us live.
was
I'm
fun.
glad we got to do this. If you're watching this at home, man, sign up. Like, just
Do it.
get your shit together and just start signing up. This is fantastic. Thank you, brother.
Thanks. That was awesome.